Hey everybody, welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and we are going through Dream It, Pin It, Live It. So we are starting on chapter 1, and I'm only going to read probably 2.5 pages. And here's what I want you to know. As you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? I like you to say hello, comment below, say good morning. Say good morning. If you are reading this book, so if you're going through this book with us, I'm just trying to straighten out the camera, and you're reading this at any point in time, as I'm doing a live, if there's something that you're like, oh, this was a huge takeaway, this was incredible. Like I just opened up a message from one of my friends, Judith, and she had this long paragraph of like what this book is doing for her. She was like, I have a box of Kleenexes. This book is incredible. It's changing my life. I have to read it and reread it and read it again. And so share. You can share below. If you're reading the book, awesome. If you're tuning in here and doing it with us, awesome, right? You're not going to hear all the stories, but you're going to have the basic concept, and then we're going to create together. So I want to know, say good morning. And this is what we're going to dive into. So here's what I want you to understand is I'm going to go through, and we're in the very beginning. This book is walking you through what it is to have a vision board. Why? What does it mean? Like right now we're going to read about even just the awareness of dreaming. There's some incredible stories that I'm going to share with you in just a second. And so right now we're just having an awareness of where are you at? So today, as I read through this, I want you to really think about your life and where you are. This is for you. This is for me as well. I'm doing it for me, but I'm doing it for everybody else because I'm like, listen, I've got to get focused on a new year coming up. I know I have new goals. We've accomplished a lot this last year. Where am I going? Because if I don't decide where I'm going, I'm going to end up somewhere totally different, or I'm going to end up somewhere where somebody else wants me to be. No, thank you. So, good morning, everybody. I love it. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? So here's here's one of my favorite things that it says at the top of this chapter. We're going to do chapter 1. It says, give yourself permission to dream. There are 3 types of people. You should decide what type of person. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give the person a number. You have to write down in the comments which number you are. There are 3 types of people in this world. Number 1, those who make things happen. If you are a number 1 person, drop a 1 in the chat. If you're number 2, those who watch things happen. And just so you know, right now in seasons of life, you might be going, I'm sitting on the sidelines. It's okay. This is an awareness. This is an awareness for you to go, I've got to get out of the grandstands. I've got to get on the playing field. I've got to get in the driver's seat. I've got to, right? Maybe you're like, listen, I am dominating this. I'm doing all of the things. And if you don't want to share, you don't have to below. But there are 3 types of people. There are 3 types of people, right? 1 who makes things happen. 2, those who watch things happen. And 3, those who wonder what happened. Those who wonder. Maybe you're getting to the end of this year and you're like, I don't even know what happened this year. I didn't have a focus. I've been all over the place. You might go, yeah, that's me. I don't have a focus. No more. We're gonna dominate this next year. All right. Are you ready? I love that. She's like, I'm a 1. I'm a 1, Jeanette. Me too. Most of the time. But just so you know, in any given day, mindset wise, like there was a little bit of yesterday why it's interesting how your mind can go down, and as soon as you give your mind a thought and then you water that thought, how quickly a negative thought can like destroy your afternoon or your attitude. And if you don't know how to switch it, you become crabby. Yesterday that happened to me. I just had this little seed of doubt, and then it like wandered, and it frustrated me for probably a couple hours. And then I was like, what am I doing? I know how to get out of this. I have all of the tools. I coach people on mindset. So I had to choose to take that seed of doubt and switch it, right? By reading and stopping for a second and gathering my thoughts and saying, no, I'm not going to allow that. It's a choice. And whether you have all of the tools or not, you've got to walk yourself through it. I have to do the same thing, right? I know a lot, and then there are days where I have days, and then I have to go, you know better. Stop it. I have to tell myself, you stop it. All right. As you begin to dream, you are going to have people tell you that you're being foolish or that you're living in a fantasy world. She tells a story of a boy who went to school, and the teacher had them come to school. Well, the teacher had them write down or write a piece of paper of something that they wanted to be when they were going to grow up. And so she was calling all the kids up to the class. She called this young boy and she said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the little boy's name was Steve. And Steve stood at the top of the class, in the front of the class, and he says, I want to be on TV. And the teacher said, oh, who do you know that's on TV? This is the teacher talking. Who do you know that's on TV? Anybody in your family on TV? Is there anybody in this school that's on TV? And the little boy, Steve, said, no. Has anyone that you know even tried to be on TV? Like, she's walking this little boy through this. The teacher told him to take his paper, go home, and write something more realistic. So the little boy was confused. He's never had anybody tell him he couldn't do what he wanted to do. He went home, he told his dad, he said, Dad, the teacher told me I had to rewrite my paper because what I wrote on my paper wasn't realistic. And the dad said, the father advised him to read the paper every morning before school and every night before bed, and thank God that one day he would be on TV. His dad told his son that. And year after year, he did that. And today, Steve Harvey is on television every day making people laugh. You want to know what's incredible? Is Steve Harvey came to one of our events, so one of our business, so our company Prove It. He came, we got to listen to him a few years ago. He's incredible. Like, sure, he makes people laugh, but his faith and what he talks about and how he went after a dream of starting from nothing and people not believing in him, his dad did. But all the stuff that he went through, unbelievable story. So that in itself, you're going to have people that might go, you'll never be that weight. Hey, our family's always been overweight. Oh, we're foodie people. Oh, you'll never keep going to the gym. That's too hard. Why would you deserve that raise? Why do you think you deserve that house? Why do you think that you can? Well, because I can, right? You're going to have people that try to put you down. You've got to have you are Steve Harvey's teacher. You're the person that I need to be like, listen, I'm going to write down what I want. I'm going to write down what's in my heart. I'm going to speak it over and over again, right? And then we'll see what happens. All right. Someone once described the game of football as 60,000 people who desperately needed to exercise watching 22 men who desperately needed to rest. The game of football parallels life in itself. The average person watches from the sidelines, and very few people ever really get off the bleachers and never get in the game. Isn't it time for you to start playing in the game of life? Do not be a sideline sitter. And if you are right now, guess what? We're doing this book together so that we can help you figure out what it is that you're called to do so that you can do it. That's what we're doing, right? All right. Okay. I have this whole page underlined. I'm going to read just a little bit to you. All right. There's two different types of people. So she's trying to give you an analogy of where you can fit in your mind, right? Either I can say there's three types of people. There's one that gets it. There's one that's watching. There's one that wonders. Maybe that you're like, yeah, that's me. Or maybe you're like, you resonate with a football analogy. Maybe this is what you're going to resonate with. Doesn't matter what it is. You've got to figure out where you're at so we can figure out where you're going. She goes, there's two types of people on the road. There's drivers and there's passengers. Passengers are simply along for the ride. They sit back, they look out the window, and they let other people decide the direction that they are going. Drivers are in control of their destination. It's time for you to pick. So as you finish this book, you are no longer going to be a passenger. You will be strategically steering your life in the direction you choose to go, and you will arrive at the desired direction if you choose to drive. Are you going to drive? Some of you might be like, all right, we're going to get to the action steps, but we've got to get the foundation. I need you to have an awareness. I need you to go, yep, I'm not playing full out in my life. Yep, I have dreams and I've let other people squash them. Yep, I actually don't have my priorities right, and I'm wasting a lot of time here when I should be over here, right? All right, one of the greatest realizations you will ever come to is that when you realize that there are only one person responsible for your outcome of your life, and it's you. You and you alone must take 100% responsibility for where you are and what you have achieved, your health, your wealth, your debt, your body, your success, your relationships, and your current reality. Actually, this is huge because I have people that message me often. Is this making sense? I hope that you're enjoying this. I love it. I've had a lot of people message me going, I wasn't taught how to eat healthy. I grew up on TV dinners. I wasn't taught how to go to the gym. I don't have those habits in place. I'm this way because of my parents. I'm this way because, right? And there comes a point as an adult where you have to go, you know what? Here's the book if you're curious. I actually need to draw a line in the sand. I use this phrase a lot. I tell people, I need you to draw a line in the sand. We're doing this together for the rest of this month and next. We're going to be doing vision boards. I'm going to draw a line in the sand because I'm an adult. And I'm going to go, you know what? I'm actually no longer going to blame anybody from my past of where I am today. I might have, and listen, some of your past can be hard, right? If you had gone through abuse and if you've had some serious stuff, that's where you would get a therapist or a counselor, somebody to walk you through it. There's an aspect of forgiveness and awareness to move forward, right? I realize everybody has different backgrounds. I totally get it. Some more easily forgived and forgotten. Now, there is an aspect of you are in control of your life right now. You have to draw a line in the sand and you have to go, I actually can't live in the past because if I'm there, I don't get to move forward. I actually have to forgive the past because if I don't, I won't move forward. And so if you're in this headspace of going, they didn't teach me, it's their fault, I am the way I am because of them, you don't get to use that excuse anymore. I'm assuming you all are adults. And so there is an aspect of you are in control of all of the areas of your life. And if you are not, then it's time to go, what does that look like to have control? What does it look like to dream? I don't even know how to do that. Guess what? We're going to do it together. You might go, I just came here for keto. Oh, that's great. You're going to get more than that. And I will help you with your food, and I'm going to help you with a lot of other areas of your life because usually it's the other areas of your life that cause you to overeat, which is why you are where you are today, right? So your decisions affect your destiny. Are you going to just go with the flow of traffic or go the narrow road that leads to success? I think that you should. Oh, there was one more thing I missed. Hold on. You are where you are because that's exactly where you want to be. I had somebody say that one time and I was like, I don't like that. And he's like, you are where you are today because you want to be here. And I was like, nuh-uh, no. And he goes, yeah, because if you didn't want to be here, you would change it and you're comfortable. So you stay. And I said, Isn't it funny how sometimes you have an awareness of something and you don't like it? Like maybe you heard me say, get off the sidelines, and you might be going, I'm not a passenger, I'm a driver. But if somebody were to look at your life, they'd be like, yeah, you're clearly a passenger. You're not directing your life. You are on the sidelines. You're not in the game. Sometimes the truth hurts. I've had some incredible people in my life, between mentors and grandparents and people that have spoken truth to me that hurt. It hurt. And I was offended. And then I was like, yeah, that's right. I don't want to be like that. So I had to consciously make the decision to change. That might be you. And that's okay. What's great is you're on the other side of the screen. So I can't see your face and I can't see if you're mad and I can't see if you're rejecting this. This is you. I wish I could be like, listen, let me help all of you. You get to learn from anybody on social media or books or meeting with a mentor, but nobody can make you take the action. It's all in your hands. You can gather all the information, and then you have to put it to work. We can teach you. We can guide you. We can give you suggestions, and you have to do the action. It's up to you. All right, so she said this: becoming disgusted with your current circumstances can actually serve as a vision and momentum to get you moving. She said oftentimes people won't do a lot until they're completely disgusted of where they're at. So she uses the example of, you might see an overweight picture and then you're like, listen, enough is enough. I've got to get in shape. Maybe you have to put groceries away because you can't afford it. Enough is enough. I have a vision to increase my income. Maybe a broken down car, you're like, enough is enough. I need to have a vision for a new car, right? Maybe your credit card is declined. Enough is enough. I need to make a change and stop spending so much money. When is enough enough? What is it going to take to get you to make a shift, to make a change? Disgust is what you feel when you're tired of being embarrassed, ashamed, humiliated with where you're at, which will help, if you choose to, help you start dreaming and get a vision for your life and where you want to go. It all starts with making a decision to take 100% responsibility for where you are today and where you are headed tomorrow. I promise you, I feel like this is one of the key things I need you to hear. You need to hear this. It starts today with making a decision, 100% responsibility from you, not from your past, not from people that hurt you, not from the people that said you couldn't, right? This starts with the responsibility of understanding I am where I am today and I am going to go somewhere else tomorrow. It's making the decision and having the awareness. It's ownership. This key right here, it's ownership. And if you're willing to own it, then we can move forward. Until you decide to stop blaming other people, we'll be stuck where we're at. So we're going to stop there. I feel like I gave you enough to have an awareness of like, maybe what are some things that I'm blaming other people for? Do I have to forgive other people? What do I have to do? Do I just have to go, you know what? Today's the day. I'm done. Maybe you need to journal and write down a piece of paper of all of the things that you've been offended or people that you're blaming from the past and go, I'm going to write all this down. I'm going to put a big red X over it. And I'm choosing either to forgive, to forget. I'm choosing to stop looking at the past and I'm going to move forward. And you should write ownership on the bottom of it. I'm going to own my own destination this next year. Are you going to be the 60,000 people sitting in the stands, or are you going to be the 22 playing the game? Are you going to be the passenger looking out the window, or are you going to be the driver? It really is in your hands, all of it. Are you going to go to Target or save your money? Are you going to get off all of those apps that you play on those games on your phone because they're a time suck and do something different? Or are you going to be sucked into those games or the television or whatever? Are you going to choose to prepare and plan your meals and make better choices on food? Or are you going to go through the drive-thru again? Are you choosing to make an excuse to not go to the gym, or are you going to go to the gym? Are you going to choose to read the book? Or are you just going to waste your time doing something that's not going to do anything for your life? You have choices every single day. You have choices. You make choices from the time you wake up till the time you go to bed. 1% better, 1% worse. This is going to help me. This is not going to help me. This is taking me in the right direction. This is not going to take me in the right direction. You get to choose. And you really can't blame anybody for it. You can't even say, I can't afford healthy groceries, because you can eat so simple. Actually, I'm going to talk about that today. I'm going to do a live this afternoon about talking about affording healthy groceries. I can't afford to eat healthy. I can't afford to do this. What am I supposed to eat? We're going to have an honest conversation about food this afternoon, right? All right. Continue to tune in. This is the book that we're going through. We're going to keep going through it. We'll start on page 5 tomorrow. And again, this is about the awareness, and then we will start creating. So send me a message if you have any questions. I'm always here to help. I'd love for you to tag people below, invite them to join us as we go through the book. You can press the share button. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll talk to you very soon. Bye.